Hi guys, this is Jason here from the Nathaniel School of Music. I teach keyboard and also am part of the Nathaniel Production House where we record, produce music for a lot of amazing musicians in and around the city and South India. So in we've got a lot of questions coming in from some of our students and fellow musicians, guys asking us, we are setting up a home studio and uh, we we want to know, how to set up our room, how much we are going to spend, what headphones to buy, what mics to buy, and things like that. So um, the first decision when someone wants to buy a microphone, it usually is a condenser mic, and those sound really good, no doubt. But the amount of money you have to spend for a condenser mic is quite a bit. And the other challenge of a condenser mic is the problem of room acoustics. Your room has to be fairly soundproof, and uh, yeah, you really need to treat your room. Apart from soundproofing, you definitely have to work on the acoustics because it's a very sensitive mic that way. So what I normally suggest students go for, not because it's a budget microphone, but because it sounds really good and it can be used in a lot of varied musical applications, is the Shure SM57, which you see here. Now, this is basically a dynamic cardioid microphone, and it's handheld. You can also connect it to a stand, and I found that this works on almost everything. It works on vocals, it works on acoustic guitar. You can put it in front of a guitar amp. It's also the world renowned snare drum mic, and all of the recordings which you hear, for all you know, will have the snare drum has been recorded using one of these guys. So it's definitely a studio microphone. It's used a lot by people, like I said, guitar amps, bass cabinets, even for toms, vocals, and a lot more. So when I got into recording, the I did not really have a room which was which could be called a studio. It was just a bedroom, but I still wanted to get some work done. So ever since I got this mic, I realized that even though there's a lot of noise, external noise, it's not a treated room by any means. Anything you do, if anyone sings into this microphone, it just picks up what's around it in the heart shaped pattern, and it rejects almost everything else. And there are no buttons, switches, or anything here. So it handles, I think, a really high level of uh, a high SPL level when you pass sound through it. Another reason why this mic really worked well for me, well, it costed about I think less than $6,000. And initially getting into studio work, you don't want to mishandle your equipment. You don't want to get it dusty or drop it. You need an environment which can, support those expensive mics, which have costed you a lot of money. So when I got started, I think this worked really well for me. It's fallen a few times. I think some water has even spilt on it by mistake. I'm not saying do this to test it out or anything, but it is really a rugged mic, and I don't think anything can destroy this, and it will probably last more than even your own lifetime, I guess. So it's an amazing microphone. If you're a vocalist, you could possibly consider getting a Shure SM58, which I think is the exact same thing as the SM57. I think the frequency response of this picks up about 10 hertz lower than the 58, and the 58, as you'll see, has a grill, so that acts as a pop filter or a windscreen and a lot of other things. So it'll work very well in a live scenario for a vocalist who needs to be right in front of the microphone. And these two mics also definitely double as live mics because of their directional uh, pickup patterns. They will definitely avoid feedback, which is a great usage of these mics live, and they also will avoid picking up a lot of the other stuff around you. So if you're a singer and if you place the mic in front of your voice, it will reject pretty much everything in all the directions, behind you, to this side, that side, and definitely behind you. It rejects, I think, the most behind it, 180 degrees. So this will also function really well in the studio if you're a vocalist who also wants to perhaps take the mic on the road for gigs. I would definitely recommend the SM58. Uh, if while using the SM57 while singing, you may need one of these. You may need a pop filter like this, which is placed in front of the mic while using it, and this basically cuts out all those unwanted uh, bursts of wind or the pop sounds, basically anything where too much wind comes out of your mouth. So the pop filter is definitely helpful. You definitely need one of these, and it's very, very affordable. It's very, very useful in a studio for sure. So when you're setting out to pick up your first microphone, I would definitely recommend this. And while you pick this up, do make sure that you get yourself a nice sturdy clip for the mic as well. I think when you pick up a 57, it already comes with one, which is nice. You'll need a pop filter, like I said, also a basic mic stand. I would recommend, if you're using this particular mic for various scenarios, like putting it putting it really low on a guitar amplifier, or maybe using it for vocals, I would recommend getting perhaps a boom mic stand, something like this. This is basically a short one, but you'll get the idea. So it allows you to increase it, reduce the height, and basically tackle a lot of difficult scenarios while using it. So this one, for instance, will be used maybe at the kick drum or at the snare drum or at the the cabinet of a guitar amp. So I would recommend getting a good boom mic stand depending on the height you wish. And finally, something which a lot of people take lightly is a really good XLR cable, which will basically carry the voltage forward to your audio interface, rather to the preamp of the audio interface. So this microphone basically will do the job of converting acoustical energy into voltage. The element here acts as a transducer. So when it comes into the electrical domain, you really need something good which can carry it over long distances. So I would recommend also getting a really good cable, an XLR cable. So yeah, that's about the SM57. and the 58 to really rugged, amazing microphones which you can use on anything under the sun, from vocals to violin to trumpet to drums, whatever. So, hope you found this tutorial useful, and do stay tuned to our YouTube channel, which is Nathaniel School, for further tutorials. All our faculty at Nathaniel do a lot of stuff on our YouTube page. They perform, they teach, and a lot more. So do check us out, subscribe, tell your friends about it. Thanks.